Welcome back to On a Journey with Giselle. I am your host, Giselle, and I am so excited that you're back, y'all. We have been in this series of transition. If you have not yet had an opportunity, check out my previous episode where I had the opportunity to sit down with my lovely aunt, and she talked to me about transition, the transition she went through, and taking us in that period of life, and gave me some advice about transitioning. We're going to continue that as we are wrapping up the first quarter, the first half of 2026. I want to talk about some transitions that I've made and not necessarily things I've been doing, but more so things that I've realized and perspectives. And I think that this will, if you're listening to this, I hope that you could take one of my points and say, yeah, that's a transition perspective that I need to make, or it might help you in confirming. So, yeah, if you have not yet had the opportunity, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. This channel is all about just empowering, uplifting. We talk about fitness, nutrition. I bring my social work lens as a social worker. And I just want everybody to feel that and know that we're all on this journey together. Nobody's perfect. Nobody has it all together. We're all on this journey of life. And that brings me to my first lesson. My first lesson in in realization and understanding in this transition and perspective that I need to let go is I have to be perfect. I am transitioning from this idea of I have to be perfect and really understand that life is truly day by day. Like, if I didn't like something about me today, I have the opportunity, I have the choice to change it. And I think that that's something that I have struggled with. I feel like, I have to have this way. And if it doesn't go, then something went wrong. But at the end of the day, like, you get an opportunity today. If you're watching this video, you had an opportunity to see a new day. That means you have a choice to change whatever you did 5 minutes ago, yesterday. You don't have to allow it to dwell in your head. And that's a transition that, I am making. And the reason I say transition because on the last episode, we talked about just living and having faith in God, and so when these lessons that I'm uh, going to be talking about and perspective changes is not only just like to say, oh, these are lessons, they're like really showing me how to have faith in God more. Like, God doesn't want me to be perfect. He wants me to he gives me the opportunity of life. So with that, I am able to have the choice, give it to him, and be like, God, help me to change this thing that I've done that might not honor you, might not align with what you called me to do. And I just didn't like that about myself. Or I didn't like how that happened. Whatever. I don't like what I thought. Help me. Right. And he wants you to come to him and depend on him. And that's why life is not about being perfect. For me, I think that that is something that I'm, working on and that I have to continue to keep going. And it's something that I'm encouraging you to do. And that also goes with your emotions and your mentality, right? Sometimes we have this mindset that we're in survival. We talked about this before. We have a survivor mindset, right? And you don't have to have a perfect mindset, but if you don't like something about the way you think or how you feel emotionally, you do too have that choice to change it. So that's one thing that I've realized in these last 6 months as I'm working towards. And next is learning how to sit in my feelings. We talked about this in releasing survival, that episode. If you have not had an opportunity, check that out because we talked about releasing this survival mindset. And so I learned with this, you have to sit in your feelings. You know why? Because it teaches you about what makes you uncomfortable and why. And you need to know what makes you uncomfortable. If you get upset because something happens, sit in that. Don't respond to it. Just don't react to it. Just sit in it. All right, that person did this, or when that happened, it made me feel this way. Or, you know what I mean? So for me, I learned that when I sit in my feelings, I'm able to dig deep. Like, I'm uncomfortable because I feel this way. Oftentimes I've realized that, me sitting in my feelings, these past couple months, I would even say past 6 months, but even into last year, me sitting in my feelings revealed that a lot of things that bother me is because of my own unreleasing of abandonment and rejection. And that's what I utilize the feelings wheel. If you have not had an opportunity to discover that, definitely Google it. But it is a great tool to see past that surface level mad, sad, happy emotion. Like, why are you feeling that way? And it's for you. It's you to do. But if you need somebody else to like help you, then that's also like a key too. Like, get with the friend, get with somebody that knows you or a group of people. Like, I notice when I do this, like, I need help. Like, because at the end of the day, you don't need to do things in isolation. So, yeah. And that's going to help you live because when you can sit in your feelings and understand your why, you could start to navigate your life, to navigate it in a way where you're not dysregulating yourself. And also you could challenge yourself. Okay, if this makes me why, maybe I need to be a little bit mad. Maybe I need to be a little bit more patient. Or maybe they're not abandoning me. Maybe it's just that's how they are. You know what I mean? So it's like you're teaching yourself, you're relearning yourself, you're doing that. So that's something that I learned. And the next thing that I learned is to accept things for what they are. Now, this is hard. I'm a social worker. Not saying that career wise, but like outside of my title of a social worker, I chose that career because of the personality I have. I am a empath. I am somebody that loves to nurture. I am somebody that loves to fix. I am somebody that loves to love, right? And with that, I have found that I have a hard time accepting things for what they are and not taking it on as a reflection of me. But I've had to learn, my lesson that I've had to learn is that I need to accept things for what they are, and they are not a reflection of me. Just because somebody can't do something in the way in which you want it doesn't mean they don't like you, doesn't mean they don't love you less, doesn't mean they don't whatever, right? Whatever you might put in your head if you're like me. Just because you give, just because you do, doesn't mean the next person is going to do that. And it doesn't mean that you're a bad person for doing it. It's taught me to know my limits with things like, okay, Giselle, you're doing a lot. Like, why are you doing a lot? And so for me, I have learned that, okay, Giselle, when you see things for what they are, observe them. Observe them. And for me, sometimes it's like maybe I need to observe one or two times and be like, okay, I don't like that. I need to reevaluate how I do things, reevaluate how I think about things. And yeah, so in order to live in these next couple months, I'm being more mindful about accepting things for what they are and learning to just do me. But it means that you need to accept it and not take it on yourself. Okay. Next thing is do it scared, give it to God in the unknown. Now, this is something that I've struggled with because I am a planner. Boop, boop, boop planner, right? But in this past season, I'm like, God, I don't know how to do this. Whether it's a feeling, whether it's a choice, whether it's a opportunity, I'm like, God, I'm scared to do this. I need you to take control. Like, I need you to help me with this. I am not strong in this. We talked about that on the last episode. My struggle sometimes with living is being weak in areas and holding on to that. Sometimes we see ourselves weak in some areas and we don't know how to move past that. We talked about giving it to God because He is strong where we are weak. And so that's where I've had to learn to just give it to Him, even if I'm scared. I'm scared of this feeling I'm facing. I'm scared of this choice I have to make. I'm scared of this opportunity that I want to step into. I'm scared of taking that next step creatively. I'm scared to continue doing something, giving it to God. And y'all, like literally, I'm about to go late, side note. But I realized this morning because fear wanted to creep on me. But the whole thing is, God is our Father. This is Father's Day, but God is our Father, and He literally wants us to know, like, you can always come to me. And I really am so thankful because I experienced that today. Because I've been like praying to God, like, I really want to experience the love of you as a father, not as a punisher. Because that's honestly how I've seen God growing up in the church religiously, right? But God is really our Father. He's like, I want you to see me as somebody you can come to. Speak to me loud. Speak to me where you're scared at. Speak to me. Don't allow fear to get the best of you. And I had been dealing with something for 2 days and it was just holding me down, scaring me, like fearful, like God is not gonna like me. God is not like me, but God is gonna be so mad at me. God is gonna do this and that. And I'm putting all of this in. It's not that He doesn't want you to be disobedient, but God wants you to love Him. He knows your heart. He knows if you're seeking after Him. And that just was so revealed to me today. Proverbs 103 verses 13 through 14 revealed that to me. And I'm just like, Lord, thank you for this reflection. Doing it is scared is not easy. But when you give it to God in the unknown, that is going to make it so much easier to just transition and live. And that is what transition is about. Doing it scared. So that's one of the lessons I learned. The next lesson that I learned in these last couple of months, these last 6 months, is just to stop beating myself up. Y'all, when I say that I'm my biggest competition, I'm my biggest fighter. Stop beating yourself up. Like, and that, when you do that, it gives other people the opportunity to do it to you in the same way. That's how people will start to see you, whether you believe it or not. If you're beating yourself up in your head, other people are going to beat you up too. Whether they do it physically, they might do it mentally, they might do it emotionally. They be like, they don't see themselves as worthy. We can see that right now. So it's taught me like I need to start walking in boldness while I'm giving it to God, where I'm scared at, where I have worries at. Don't let those worries like affect me or externally. Give those to God so that way you can walk out boldly, strong, and confident. He's gonna make it the way. He will see you out. And because when you start beating yourself up, it's gonna be a reflection. Whether you're dealing with something physically, emotionally, mentally, work to try to stay strong in it, speaking to yourself. That's what I've had to do. I was listening to a great word by the past Miles Monroe, and he just said, before you get up in the morning, go ahead and speak over your life because whatever you start saying as soon as you wake up, that's what your brain is going to program. So if you wake it up saying, "Oh my God, this is going to be a bad day. Oh my God, that happened yesterday. Oh my goodness, this, and that I feel this way," that's what's already going to program in your mind even before you do your morning routine, before you do your stretches, before you try to clear your mind, you already set your intention. So before you get out the bed, what I've been practicing this past week is like, Lord, this is gonna be a great day. I have power. I am strong. I am great. And it's not the like caveat affirmations. Really speak over your life. I have favor. Your hand is on me. I have give me divine protection. Like speak that over yourself before you even put your feet on the ground. Lord, what are you calling for me to do? That is going to start giving you confidence to like stop beating yourself up despite what your life looks like, okay? And it doesn't matter, y'all. The next lesson, the last lesson that I'm going to say, it doesn't matter what others think. It literally doesn't matter. Like I know that is so basic level to some, but for me, somebody that loves, somebody that cares, somebody that is a nurturer, supporter, I could say it all. Like I do, I have that side of me that I'm, getting delivered from and just like stepping out of where I do care about people. And so the thing I realized it really doesn't matter what people are going to think because at the end of the day, everybody's going to do what they want to do. You need to be aligned with what you think and what matters because at the end of the day, that is what matters. That is what matters. I was speaking to a friend yesterday, well, the other day, and a great point was brought up. At first, I didn't understand it, but I had to dig into it, and I want to share it with you all. We were speaking about how I was like actions speak louder than words, and they were like, no, they, in some instances, and I was like, well, I don't understand that, and they were like, well, actions don't speak louder than words if they're not aligned. So your actions need to be aligned with the words you speak, vice versa, for it to matter. Doesn't that make sense? Like, that makes so much sense. So it's like when you're aligned with what you're speaking, your actions are going to project it, right? And it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks because you're aligned with what you believe, what you value. Same thing for your actions. When your actions align with what you're speaking, you're in alignment. So it's like, it doesn't matter what everybody thinks. It doesn't. Y'all, I had to get on here before church because it was in me. And I just really wanted to speak to y'all because y'all, I'm just in a space where like God is really working in me internally, shifting me, transitioning me. And I want to share it with y'all because we're on this journey. I'm so glad that we had the opportunity to speak to my aunt last week last episode where we got to talk about that transition from 32 to her now age of close to being 60, taking us in, being a single mother, that journey in itself to 3 kids, her walk with God, and then just talking today about the lessons that I've learned in these last 6 months of 2026 and just carrying how it's carrying me and how I'm learning and how I'm shifting my mind. And I really just wanted to get on here because, life is a journey and we go through transitions. That's a part of the pathway. You're going to make turns and twists, right? But when we're on it together, when we're continuing to seek after betterment of ourselves and do what's best for us in alignment with us, our life is going to be. So I just want to leave you with this. It's not about what's done today. It's not about what's done yesterday. It's about who you're choosing to be, who you're choosing to align with. And if you don't get it right today, if you don't like it today, change it tomorrow. Change it tomorrow. So that's all I got for y'all today. Remember, if you haven't liked this message, go ahead and like it. Go ahead and leave a comment, subscribe. Stay tuned. I'm already dropping the fitness content. If you have not checked out the ads, I'm in it. I'm in it. Motivation, just keeping y'all uplifted. It's on the channel. Share it with a friend. I thank y'all so much for commenting. I thank y'all so much for liking and subscribing. And you know what I like to always say? Until next time, peace, love, and happiness.